Internet reset to quantum. The plan is digital ID, social credit, universal basic income, not only 5G, but 6, 7, 8G, quantum teleportation with speed of light, unhackable entanglement cybersecurity from Einstein theory up to digital immortality. Of course, part of the Great Reset, the Kabbalistic agenda away from dualistic computing into the holy grail of singularity, the everything one government, one police, state, justice, army, rule, and the new one world order. Don't worry, this video will not be technical, but about quantum computing. For this you will find many technical explanations from fanatics, new tech nerds, who will tell you everything about, even they have no clue what they really are working on. But this video is to show what they are preparing and what is most likely behind. Also to show how it's largely debated in the technical scene, but not in the public domain. Something that is even more strange when usually they are very proud of any new technology. Is it all a bluff? A simple update of the same internet to implant the digital ID and reset the rest of the agenda? Of course, they will not reset the whole internet in once, but step by step, as they always do. And no, it's not for tomorrow. It's not for tomorrow, but something that they prepare for the coming years. The propaganda, extreme fast, top secure computing, internet communication, of course, top secure against terrorist threat and cyber attack. Secure quantum cryptography, real-time metaverse-like avatars visible in the bright day in the middle of the streets. But of course, to finally reach the permanent real-time surveillance, centralized and AI controlled on every corner of the earth. So let's go a little bit deeper into it. Again, it will not be technical, but it will just show on what they are. So the evolution of the internet, they show here Wikipedia is not really right, because the Web 1 was when we only could read and look at what was on the internet. Web 2 was when we could start to interact with the internet. And the Web 3 would be like the ones you could use in real life to buy things. And that internet would come more something, even smart fridge and all that. That is part of the Web 3. So the Web 3 is not what is coming because we have it already. So it have to be something else. The global Web 3 market, so everything what is digital service also, or digitalization of the crypto money, crypto thing, and all the crypto thing is reaching huge expansion. So what they say, the actual internet is too slow, it's not secure, it's not on the top technological standards no more. And for 5G or 6G, 7, 8G, it would not work. It would not have enough capacity also for the AI to interact and so on. And it is centralized or distributed, and this is of course the huge problem of the actual internet, that it is not centralized, not focused on the thing, and this is what they need. They need a centralized internet so they can control it everything from one place. We talked about quantum computers, what they claim, what they can do. Of course, way faster, and they could in 20 seconds do what an ordinary computer do in 10,000 years. This is always what they claim. Anytime they buy a new, or they sell a new Mac, it is like lately we saw the Apple presentation. They even discredit their own material now to say that the new one is even faster than the previous one. Well, so the speed of light, this is also the kind of theory they use, of course, that the internet would be or must be the speed of light. And this is what they talk about, how fast it can run. But it's, of course, the whole science fiction theory. Well, has speed of light be proven? Central to relativity in the fact that the speed of light in vacuum is absolute constant. The problem is that the fact that never have been proven. And so on. The speed of light could then be found in dividing the diameter of the Earth orbit in time difference. So again, based on something that is not proven itself. Why we don't actually know the speed of light, we just cannot measure the speed of light in one direction because relativity prevents us from maintaining synchronized clocks. So this is what they're talking about all the time. They cannot prove it the speed of light because it's instantly. So they try to prove it with some colliders and mirrors and so on to prove that and this is I mean, these are all guys who grew up with Star Wars. Yeah, all these scientists and so on, they are all in this stuff for a while. So they really think that these theories can be proven one day. So the thing is, they cannot transfer information faster than the speed of light with the quantum internet or with any other quantum effects. So they need the speed of light to make their whole quantum internet even work. But we come to the thing that they try to make a quantum internet, but finally they admit that they have to rely on the existing infrastructure, what is fiber. And just something about fiber. Let's watch this. Fiber works very simply and can be seen.
But we're going to use this LED flashlight, and we're going to shine light into each of these 6 fibers, one at a time. From the top down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This is not to prove the speed of light, it's just to show that you can shine into a fiber and the light is coming out on the other side. So they are already working with this fiber, with this speed of light and transfer data with light. So now, of course, they're coming up with a new security, unhackable quantum internet, what they always say when they make something update. Of course, speed like never before. And also this, what they say that the teleportation, yeah, they want to make teleportation. Now, we will go into it, but you will see that behind this teleportation, I mean, if you have data, then you can put this anywhere, and if you have fast internet, then you can make like holograph stuff, but you don't transfer. By the way, they want the whole world be digital. So yeah, of course, as soon as you have something digital, you can teleport it speed of light through fiber cable. So the internet, of course, it's getting upgraded, and what they are already talking about, they're coming to the limit of the actual computer, what they can do. So they will come up with a new internet with, and also the supercomputers, they could not handle the quantity of information that is produced every day. So of course, then you have the whole theory about the quantum physics, the quantum theory in general, and there also we have to comprehend how they treat this stuff. This is the new messiah, the whole quantum idea, and this is also part, as we said, of this whole Kabbalistic stuff to find a new way to get out of dying. Finally, it is just this. And also this whole quantum stuff, we hear that everywhere, also in the new age. So, of course, this is all linked together. Some even say that the 5G is the healing frequency and so on. So it's always used in a different manner, but it will come all to something that they will come up with quantum something. But let's continue to see if there's really something behind. Because this whole quantum thing is, the quantum mechanics is to explain everything in the whole universe. Again, it's universe, sun worship. So the quantum theory is the theoretical basis of modern physics that explains that the nature and behavior of matter and energy on the atomic and subatomic level, the nature and behavior of matter and energy that level in sometimes refer to a quantum physics and quantum mechanics. So again, when we talk about something like so small that nobody can see it, we also always have to see what can they really see, yeah? And this is what they have, like a single atom, what they have found. And this is like the whole pharmaceutical virus stuff. They have never seen this thing, yeah? So this is so small, and even the super microscope, they could not show all what they pretend to do. Again, this is the size of what they really can see in a digital microscope. And the whole quantum mechanics also is also going back to the question, esoteric question of who I really am. So making some yoga movements, or falling in love with a plane is going also in the same bullshit, of course. Until now, the computers were working on 1 and 0, is like on and off. And this is now what this is the whole internet, the whole computer is working on this. And this is the basic of programming, is if this, then that. So you have defined everything. Also, you have like if this, then that, or else, and then it goes somewhere else. And so, but everything that you want to work with, you have to define by itself. So this is now the new programming, and also we have seen that a lot with AI, that it is self-learning. So they trust the AI to take decisions what happen, and they don't have to program it anymore. So this is the whole goal behind that. They have so much data that they can let the AI program the things and the decisions themselves. And they talk about taking in court, like a judge, AI judge, who take decisions. So this is how far they go. And of course, in the same way of the Kabbalistic agenda, away from duality, what they already created, yeah, the whole opposite, and so going into the singularity, so like everything one. In the quantum, it's no longer 0 or 1, but it's 0 and 1. And this is where the whole computing gets way larger, because you have way more possibilities with less computing to make things. But as said, the classical bits are 0 or 1, or green and red, or whatever. And quantum bits, they are way different. So they use time and space. And we go into that a little bit more deeper. The reason for that is, of course, that they can say everything, every internet connection that would have been done needs the geolocation and also the time. So they have, like as we said in other videos, they have this whole map where they can create, where they know exactly in 3D who was where, what happened when, where. This is the whole goal, of course, of this quantum thing as we comprehend it. And because they always talk about the same. It's so fascinating. You have no more 0 or 1, but now you have 1 and 0, and it's whoa. But to more comprehend how they do it, so the connections have to be done between 2 points who are always recognized by the system. They know exactly where is it and who is it. Because nothing can be on the same place on the same time. No particles, how they say it. Until now, the internet goes through different servers, different bridges and data center cables and amplifiers and so on. So you have a huge connection have to be done when we request something on internet, and until we get the information back, and also when we send it until it's come back. So you have always a huge traffic going through different layers of computing, and of course you have this latency, so you don't have like the direct connection. Even when we make Skype call or so, we always have this latency, even through Bluetooth. You always have this latency, even if it's very short now, because the frequency gets higher. But you still have this latency, and this is where the pirates can go in. So that is what, of course, as we also comprehend as programmer, this is, of course, a huge security problem. So this is now what they want to solve with what they call how they want to make quantum cryptography. So it's no longer possible to copy and paste without knowing where it comes from. So quotes, stolen quotes on internet will be tagged as stolen. But this is just to show like how much they also what they're talking about, this cybersecurity and also these malwares. Everyone is trying to get a piece of the cake to on the whole internet with the whole scam and so on. So of course they have always more malwares, what is something quite logical. So what they talk about is cybercrime to cost the world more than 10 trillion annually by 2025. So we saw that all the time with this cyber attack and so on, and we go into this cyber attack stuff a little bit more, but cybercrime. But it's also to comprehend that they attacked themselves, the internet, quite a bit already. and always hear cyber attack, and it's the Russians, it's the Ukraine, and it's always going by side and side. So this is also a build up, of course, in the whole propaganda, and the same as they try to do with Elon Musk, the puppet Elon Musk, who was talking about to get rid of bots and trolls, how they want to do it. And of course, to get a clear identity on each user, this is also what they was talking about. If they get blocked, he will make his own phone. And the whole Twitter stuff, the whole Elon Musk, I mean, is so evident how this controlled opposition is working, because Twitter is only the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, what is with Facebook, YouTube, and all the other social networks who are just making worse, even same or the worse than Twitter. So to think that he is somehow making the job of Trump is, of course, a huge illusion. So to get more into this crypto cyber problem, it is like today, if you have some doors you want to open and you have the keys, so you just use every key in every door until you find an open door. And this is what they want to prevent. That means if the key is not recognized, then the whole doors get closed. So it would not be possible to get to make another try. So this is what they want, that the key and the door, they know each other. This is a little bit how they call this entanglement. Yeah, that means when we connect, then the other side of the connection would know who we are. This is how they call it, this entanglement, and this means that both sides would act the same way or the opposite way. This is what they call 0 and 0, 1. It means if it's here it's turning right, on the other side it would turn on the left on every distance. And of course, this is this quantum entanglement, what they call, Einstein called it even that strange thing from the universe, where things on the opposite, no matter the distance, would behave always the same way. As they dream of to make the same phenomena, if you put like some metronomes and you put them out of on the same speed, of course, on one side they would all start to move same. And this is what they call this cosmic intergalactic phenomena. But now we're going back to this positioning. And this is very important because, as we said before, you cannot put two stuff on the same place on the same time. And this is what they call in calculation X, Y, Z, and they put a T on behind. So every time that something is moving in time and space, it would get a pinpoint on the map, on the 3D map. So they would exactly know who, what, and where it was on any time. So this is the only way we see why they would do something like that. This is really to know that every time something is connecting to the internet, that they always can position it, no matter where it is, in the forests or in the house, with all the different technologies we already showed. But it is like this. So if we call, we know the number. But we know that landline, let's say landline, it's not mobile phone. We know that on the other side, you have very little chance that someone is hanging up. But with the landline, when you call somewhere and there was a whole family, you knew the number, but you didn't knew who would pick up until you hear the voice if you knew these people. So this is the kind of security they want now with the quantum physics, that anytime there is a connection is done, both sides, they know exactly each other and can behave the same way. And this is also what they call the teleportation, quantum teleportation, and so on. And this would have to happen the same time. So it could not have happen with a delay, and this is also why they want this, because they want to control, of course, the whole computers everywhere. So this whole quantum teleportation is, of course, the great fantasy. What they also propose now in metaverse, where you can be in another room with other people with a hologram. Yeah. So this is also what they are already talking about in 6G. And why 6G? We will talk about this more. And of course, like we said, they are already coming up with 7G and 8G and what this could do and so on. You can look it up. But to explain simply, the teleportation is you take a camera on one side and you project it on another side. Yeah, this is just a little bit more fantasy style, how they want to sell it in a metaverse. But finally, we have seen that how they did it with this whole campaign, with this hologram, send it around the world. Now, why they would be able to do holograms without projection, and that's where it really gets nasty, because they want to use visible light communication in 6G, advanced challenges and project, and they will use 400 to 800 terahertz, and this is the range of the visible light. So just again, we had the 2G is low on 1 gigahertz. So just to show where this is would be like here. And now they're going up slowly. They're going up to the 10, yeah. And this is what now the thing is doing, yeah. Now like until here 10. Here, 40 gigahertz now. They are already here now. So they will go up more to the visible light, and this is where you can project. If they have the frequency with these antennas in the visible light, they could project a screen anywhere. This is what they want, that you don't even need a phone, or you don't need even hardware. It's all digital. So you have this screen like they wish already and showed in many movies and so on, where people are just in front of a table and they just click on the invisible screen. Oh, they see it then. And of course, as in Black Mirror, like they put the lens on it and so on. So this all stuff will... I don't say it will come, but this is what they are preparing. And this is also kind of technical, logical, if they want self-driving car, that they need like a high-speed internet all over. You could not make drive trucks, self-driving trucks, and in a city without having all this antenna and stuff connected in real time, and it cannot break down. Until today, we saw all the accidents that happen with self-driving car and Tesla and so on, but they're going ahead. They are keeping on this agenda, and also these whole drones. They need to know what is happening where, because the whole grid have to be controlled from one place. And all these robots and the surveillance cam and so on need a large number of connections, and again, centralized. And for this, they need this high speed, light speed, how they call it, internet. But of course, behind all this, or to connect to the internet, we also have this digital passport, we have the social credit, we have this universal basic income, we have the digital wallets, the digital money, and the capitalism, where you own nothing but you will be happy, and the end of ownership. We don't defend ownership, but people should decide themselves. At the moment, they don't want to get owned themselves, because if they own, they get owned. But if they start to do it, and it's not because that nobody would own anything, it is just that the little ones, small, poor ones, they will own nothing, and the rich will own everything. But it is already, again, since a while, you don't buy any movies or DVDs no more. You rent them, like on Netflix. And this is also with the softwares, like many softwares you just can rent. You have to pay every year. You have to pay for, and they, of course, they promise you a lot of upgrades and so on. But you rent them. You don't own them anymore. Like for the music, it's the same. We still have said that this is not. They don't have to be connected on internet to work, but more and more stuff is not working anymore without internet. So this is also the kind of thing they will go on, and they will go to rent cars, houses. People don't own houses anymore. They don't want private ownership anymore. They don't want people to own land and so on. And even the clothes and everything can be rent now. Yeah, even the driver, like Uber and so on. And this is the new thing they want, that people don't own anything. They will just rent everything. And again, it is not, it is the same hamster wheel. It is just a little bit more narrow, because you will not get connection to this new internet if you don't have your digital blueprint, digital ID, proposed by, of course, Master of Economic World Forum. And all their partners. This is also the thing, they have all their partners already included big time in all this digital ID stuff, all the big tech, if you want. And Twitter will also be, and Musk is, of course, already big time with it. So for the normal people, for the business, and for the society, they have planned this already a long time ago. Yeah. So of course they have to make a kind of internet reset, international total reset, to scare people. And if they want to have their account on Facebook and Instagram, they would have to put their digital ID, and this would only be the beginning for some, like for Adobe. If you want to still use your Adobe stuff, you need to put your digital ID. They will slowly start to think that you will only have access to your digital, to this internet, to this quantum internet, if you have your digital ID, and even for the cars, they will lock up the cars if your social credit is not anymore not high enough. They will just lock it down, and all the digital environment can just be blocked because you don't behave like that. But as said, not the whole internet will be cut down. Of course, they need still the old internet for the surveillance cam, for all the IoT, the Internet of Things. That means all the connected tools that are already out there. They will not just go out of internet. They will of course use that, but for the new internet, and if you want to get connected to it, you need to have your digital ID. And just to show also with this whole satellite stuff that like we take the sound away. How much cables are put in the over time? They don't need the satellite stuff, and they just cable, and most of them, the newer ones, are of course all fiber cable. The one they will use to make this quantum internet. For the moment, they say they are not really far of it, but they will, of course, come with more. So, we will just show some links. The ones we will put in the description below. You just click on the link and you will see on the web page all these different links. And it's not, we will not read articles. It's just to show how much they are already talking about. What is the quantum internet? Everything you need to know about the weird future of quantum network. Scientists around the world are working on a quantum internet to communicate by teleportation. But what is the quantum internet, when it will be ready, and who will using it? It might sound like a science fiction concept, but building a quantum network is a key ambition for many countries around the world. Recently, the US Department of Defense published the first blueprint of its kind, laying out step-by-step strategy to make the quantum internet dream come true. And so on. And also, of course, US joined EU and China. So they are not against, they are all into it. And Russia also. Of course, Russia is big time also included in this new internet. The race is on to build the quantum internet. And all true, we are unlikely to be carrying quantum computers around in our pockets anytime soon. Quantum internet is already within reach and has plenty of surprises in store beside the fledgling applications by cryptography. Of course, these are centralized computers, and over the network 5G, 8G, they will make it access everywhere, not for free. Once you can create entanglement, it's open to a whole range of new functionalities such as quantum teleportation, as we have already said before. But it's cloud-based quantum service, or what they propose as quantum service. The concept of blind quantum computing, because the enormous size and complexity, it's unlikely we've seen quantum computers in the public domain anytime soon. However, big data centers already have access to this type of computers. Companies will use small quantum devices which will send queries to a remote computer. A new network running alongside internet. Both researchers agree that the quantum internet will not replace the current internet. Rather, it should be seen as an extra layer that will be used to undertake specific tasks. For the moment, IBM and CERN, everyone is involved. And of course, the IBM with this Q quantum computer Q. And here also we take on the quantum internet simultaneously in 6 nodes across Europe on 5th and 6th November 19. Joined us in Delft, Dublin, Geneva, Padua, Paris, and Sarajevo. For the first time ever, we are holding the hackathon simultaneously in 6 connected locations or node across Europe. Quantum Internet Hackathon. That was 2019. And even Forb, goodbye password, hello unbreakable quantum IDs containing 1 trillion atoms. Of course. The problem with password is that they are just too vulnerable. Be that from weak construction, race, or data breach, and so on. Digital identity towards a Europe digital wallet. The Europe Commission is preparing a digital safe that will enable citizens to store their identity papers and other personal documents. This will become coupled with the digital identity service that recognized by all member states, with the key challenge trust and interoperationality. With this identification that is recognized across the whole European Union, business can offer a wide range of new service. And more, how quantum networking could transform the internet. A breakthrough in quantum computing could expose every communication link. The same breakthrough could make everything secure again, of course. What could change everything are all the events in between. And so on. A Dutch king opens Microsoft Quantum Lab on TU Delft campus. Yeah. On the 21st February, King Willem Alexander opens the Microsoft Quantum Lab on the campus of TU Delft. With the lab, Microsoft strengthened quantum research in Delft, a research area there TU Delft, blah, blah, blah. There are high expectation of quantum computer. It should be enable us to perform calculations that we cannot do in other technologies, and so on. And this was also 2019. And also the whole partners who are working on this stuff, all the universities, again, Johns Hopkins University, you name it. The ones who work with Microsoft, also Ford, Harvard, Toshiba, blah, blah, blah. They all partner together on this Azure Quantum Network. Building the future, Microsoft and TU left working on creating a quantum computer here. Quantum computing is a futuristic term that gets thrown around scientific movies and novels, touting the promise of unimaginably powerful technology for the benefit of humanity, of course, but it won't be science fiction forever. Promise, promise, promise. Why Microsoft, IBM, Google, and Boeing are taking a giant leap into quantum computing also. All on the board. Trump betting millions to lay on the groundwork for quantum internet in the US. That was 2020, April. The Trump administration 2021 budget request containing $237 million in funding to support quantum information research. Yeah, we have that shown already. MIT, they are always there, predicted in 1972 that society will collapse this century. New research show we are on schedule. Of course. And this is the same who make the limit of growth. We also have talked about this is what is behind this whole WEF climate hype is this limit of growth. The study was published in Yale Journal Industrial Technology in November 2020. It's available on the KG website. It concludes that the current business as usual trajectory of the civilization heading towards terminal decline of economic growth. What they have predicted, and of course if you look really close, nothing what they have said has really going on. This is what the kind of thing they have shown, that of course the resources will go down, and this is also what they have created, because the population will just grow and fall. And that's why they was talking about already the like population control and so on. So they have already this kind of scenarios quite a while. Yeah? And again, if you listen here, a window of opportunity. While focus on the pursuit of continued economic growth for its own sake will be futile, the study finds that technological progress in increased investment in public services could not be just avoid the risk of collapse, but lead to the stable proposed civilization operating safely with planetary boundaries. Yeah, window of opportunity. We have here that already somewhere else, and this was here, the Great Reset. The pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world. And this is exactly who is behind this whole thing, is of course this Yale University and Harvard, where Klaus Schwab also was. So continue, quantum computed debuts in Norway for the first time. Blah blah. Aliro Quantum selected as a 2022 technology pioneer by the World Economic Forum. This was May 2022. The first pure play quantum network company. Just as today internet led to a revolution in computing and society more broadly, the quantum internet is expected to have a profound impact on how we live our lives. Okay. Stanford, yeah. New experimental hardware integrate mechanical devices into quantum tech. Blah blah. Duality Quantum Accelerator, University of Chicago, they are all into it. How to make the internet secure in a quantum world, Forbes. Chicago expand and activate quantum network, taking step towards a secure quantum internet. And this is where they try to show how difficult it is to make this quantum internet, this entanglement and so on, over some 60 miles. Quantum security trials with Toshiba have begun on 124 miles quantum network, open soon to industry and academics for testing. So they do like if it would be really difficult to make any connections, and what they are now working on is on some converters who would convert the quantum into the fiber. Good news, Euronews, good news, the step towards quantum internet and the village lift up by the sea. Yeah. Propaganda. Global Web 3.0 market seems to reach 81.5 billion in 2030. Emerge Research. Quantum information transmitted over a long distance using current infrastructure. Yeah, this was on June 2022. By the way, we have started this internet like already almost 2 years ago to prepare, and we didn't bring it out, but it's still on the same level. But the articles are, how you can see, they are quite new. In recent years, quantum computing has taken a quantum leap in practically scalability and raw computing power. However, replacing the world internet infrastructure with an entirely new system would likely take the best part of a century. After all, many parts of the world don't even have access to the current internet. On the best way scientists could make the quantum internet scalable would be utilize the current infrastructure to transmit information. Now, a research laboratory in Illinois demonstrate long-distance transmission of quantum information using just existing fiber optic cable, pushing towards the dream of a scalable quantum internet. There we have it. Yeah. So they will not they bluff to make a new internet when they are just using the same thing. And also here you can see on quantum computing on the World Economic Forum, you can find a lot of stuff where they are talking about quantum computing and also quantum internet. And here, article from 2018, you have here about 5G, but what about the quantum internet? Again, blah, blah, of the promotion of this whole technology. But to end up with, we will listen to the master, the universe, what he have to say.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic.
Cyber pandemic, yeah. So we have made this video in 2 years ago about this whole cyber pandemic, and they are already talking about more and more about it in the latest WEF. So they probably they have a couple of things on their agenda, but why not a cyber attack that would bring down the whole transportation chain and to make or to have even some days of electricity cut out and so on, to make the whole supply chains knocked down. So to summarize, quantum internet will just be a fancy name for the internet upgrade with many conditions. It does not look like any revolutionary thing other than the same, just faster, more sophisticated to hack, but of course not impossible. And of course they will offer many new advantages, services and privileges to promote it and attract the masses into the new slavery system on the one world order with the same time digital government, as we have already talked about. The whole Great Reset and Fourth Revolution is about transforming everything in a new world, digitalized, and for sure internet will also get this new economic forum upgrade. The goal and dream, nightmare, is to live a digital immortality in a bionic body. They want this for themselves. They don't want to kill or to make people sick. They want for themselves to have a bionic body to live this digital immortality in this AI-guided digital world. So, of course, they need guinea pigs because they will not try it on themselves. The goal is neither to kill nor to make people sick, but since they have given up life, they have to replace it as soon as possible, no matter what it costs. And they get old, so they are stressed out. They are afraid of death, to end up in hell. But prefer a digital hell for eternity. This is what the whole agenda is about. Thanks for watching.